What we will do is we will obtain a location where we can get customers. Now, where would that be? That is anywhere there are people. So that could be in the front of a supermarket, it could be in a shopping mall, it could be out in front of the local Kmart or other department store. It could simply be on a public sidewalk, public park, wherever people gather. Bus stations, subway stations, all that sort of thing. Wherever there are people, that is a potential location for you, and I'll teach you in the training how to get those locations very quickly and easily. We get permission to use them. Then we also use things like trade shows. We'll set up booth locations where we'll have a professional booth set up so that the large number of people passing by will have an opportunity to try Sprint. And what are we doing? We are giving people the Sprint promotion, whatever that current promotion is. So I'll demonstrate this now with Judy. Picture me out in front of a Kmart. Judy has been inside shopping. She's now on her way out of the store. We only talk to people as they leave. We do not talk to anybody who going in. Only the ones that are leaving. Now, in our training after this meeting is over, I will describe this in detail, tell you how we get the location, and I'll tell you how we conduct the survey and why we say what we say. Because I ask you to memorize this script, word for word, because we find out the words that are in here are the ones that work the best. So Judy, if you wouldn't mind, you can put the survey down and just come on up, and I'm just going to survey you. That's all we're going to do. It's really easy.
Don't make me sign up anything, because I'm going to get my first customer.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Well, this is just play acting so everybody can see. Excuse me, I'm taking a brief market survey. There's nothing to buy. Do you make long-distance calls out of state?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you make more or less than $8 of long-distance calls in a month?
A lot more than
A lot more. Okay, so you make a lot more than $8. Which long-distance phone company do you use? Is it AT&T? Okay, now is it the regular AT&T or is it Reach Out America?
Regular AT&T.
Regular AT&T. If you could get a better quality call and save money, would you try US Sprint? You would? Okay, great. I have a gift for you. Just for taking our survey, I'm going to send you a couple of these phone cards. You've seen these on national TV, right? I'm going to send you a couple of those. They come in the mail absolutely free. They'll arrive in a few weeks. And just for accepting this gift, I'm also going to send you one of these $5 gift certificates. That way you can try Sprint on your home phone at no cost to you. Now, will 2 of these phone cards be enough for you and your family, or do you need more?
I'd take one only.
One? Okay, that's fine. We can
use the
send
phone.
you one. That's fine. We can send you one. Now, oops, excuse me. What's the name of that I send this to?
Chantal.
Spell
C-H-A-N-T-E-L.
C-H-A-N. Okay, and the first name is Judy?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the address, Judy? 39 what?
Bellevue.
Bellevue. Like that?
Mm-hmm.
And what city is that?
Worcester.
Worcester. Okay. And the zip code there?
016.
04. And what's your phone number there?
756 3657.
3657. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Do you have more than one phone, or is it just the one? Just the one?
This one.
Okay. Now, if one of the Sprint operators, the service operators ever needed to call you, would it be better to call during the morning, the afternoon, or the evening?
Evening.
Evening, okay. And all I need you to do for me, Judy.
I'm not sending that. I told you
This
that.
is just play acting.
I know.
Okay. Judy, all I need you to do is authorize that for me so that we
No, I'm
can
not.
send you those gifts in the mail. All right, great. Now, my name is David, and I'm going to give you this receipt, Judy. And this is my phone number so that you can call me at my office. And the reason I give this to you is just as a safeguard. Never had a problem yet. You're going to get the phone cards in one envelope. You'll get the gift certificate in another envelope. They don't come for a few weeks. If for some reason you do not get it, you just give me a call. I'll look into it for you. We'll take care of it. Now, I've saved the best for last.
That's not very easy.
I have another gift for you. We are obviously giving you this free promotion because we would like you to try Sprint. Hopefully you'll become a regular Sprint customer. You know what the local phone company's like, right? They're going to push a button on a computer so that you can try US Sprint. When they do that, they're going to charge you $5. And we don't want you to have to pay that, okay? Okay. Well, the reason we give you this $5 gift certificate is to offset that charge that the local phone company makes. Now let me tell you about this extra gift I have for you. If you decide to become a regular Sprint customer and you keep using Sprint, after being a Sprint customer for 6 months, we're going to give you a free month of long distance, up to $25 of free calls. And that's a pretty nice gift, huh? Yeah?
Call my mother every day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, Judy, thank you for trying Sprint. Now let me ask you before you go, just one quick question. Do you think taking this survey was a pretty easy thing for me to do? Do you think you could take surveys like that?
Yep, I surely can.
Okay, well do you make enough money, Judy?
Not
No?
now, I don't, but I plan to.
Well, great. Judy, what I'll do is I'm going to make a notation on here that I spoke with you today. Obviously, I'm kind of busy. I'm going to take some more surveys. And so I don't have time to explain to you how it works right now. But what I'll do is I'll give you a phone call. I'll tell you a little bit about this opportunity and how I'm making a very good income just by taking surveys. Can I give you a call and tell you about that? All right,
I
great.
think I'll tell anybody.
All right, super. Thank you for trying US Sprint. And that's our presentation. How long did it take me to do that with Judy?
Around 5 minutes maybe.
5 minutes?
It can take you for, yeah.
How many 5 minutes are there in 1 hour? These are really nice. These are gold plates. And these awards are being given out to those who have submitted their first 30 customers to US Sprint. There's another award, a slightly larger plate for those that send in 60, slightly larger for those that do 85. Now this award is discontinued. No one else in the country will receive this award. And I managed to grab up the very last ones to use for my downline. Now we give out the first award for submitting 30 customers to Sprint. So when you submit 30, you get one of these. From then on, you must have 60 active to get the next plate. You must have 85 active customers to get the larger plate. And then when you get 100 active customers, you get a really beautiful gold lapel pin. It has the Network 2000 logo, and the logo is sitting on top of a 100. And that is a really distinctive and nice award. So those are the awards. Let me hand them out so that those who are here can take them home and put them on their wall. It even has a little thing to mount them with. Now I have some for people who are not here. We have another meeting tomorrow night. But first one on my list who is here, Mr. Richard Mahoney. There you are. Wear it with pride.
Mahoney, turn around and smile.
For posterity over here in the corner. Let's see. Brad Blackwood, get up here. There you go. All right. Let's make sure we get a bigger plate now. Okay.
Show me a grin, Brad.
Tom Nally's not here tonight. Steve Prairie's not here, right?
No, tomorrow night.
Okay. And let's see. Jim Brignone. Jerry Paul. Uh-huh. By the skin of his teeth. Exactly 30 customers. There you go. All right. And let's see if there's some more. Terry Woodside's not here tonight. So the last one's the guy with the camera, Bill Inch.
Hey!
Hey, it works. Well, you know, if you need to go, go when you need to go. However, this should last about 30 minutes. Regular clipboard instead of a thing like this. Now, we put them in order that we're actually going to use them in the presentation. So that they're like this. Now, I hold them this way, okay, so that I can hold them behind the clipboard like this. That's the setup. Now, before we can actually get out in front of the Kmart, we need to get the location. In order to get the location, you need a business card. You work for a Fortune 500 company. You're marketing the services of a Fortune 500 company. Therefore, we ask you to be in business dress. We ask you to have a business card. In your kit, there will be a little logo thing that you can take to your local printer. It costs about $15 per 1,000 at most quick print shops. Not 1,000, for 500 cards. Get those made up. It's one of the first things you got to do in being in your own business. It's about your only overhead. Okay, now, let's have a volunteer. I need somebody to be the clerk in the store. Thank you for being the clerk in the store. That's going to be Dixie. And the manager in the store is going to be Rick Mahoney. Okay, now, picture yourself at the courtesy desk at a Kmart, or similar to Bradley's or wherever, supermarket. And I'm going to come up to you, and you just take it from there. Do what you think the person would do who's in the courtesy desk, okay? Excuse me, may I see the manager, please?
May I tell him who's asking for?
It's just a customer.
Okay.
Okay, now, it doesn't matter what store I've gone into. I've spent money in every store there is. So I'm a customer, right? I may not be a customer at that moment, but I'm a customer. So I didn't lie to her. Okay? And she will ask. They typically will, is there something I can do for you? They want to protect the manager. He's a busy guy, and he's telling them, don't have anybody come talk to me unless I really have to. And so if I'm just a little insistent, I really need to speak to the manager. Who are you? Well, I'm just a customer. And besides, if I tell them I'm David Bresnahan, they struggle with the name. So I don't even want to tell them that. So I'm just a customer. I really need to speak to the manager. And so she'll either pick up the phone on the intercom, or she'll run and get him. Now, while she's doing that, I'm going to nose around at something, look in a magazine rack, or bread on a shelf, or at Kmart I was at recently, the jewelry counter was right nearby, and I walked over and I started looking at that. So along comes the manager. You come along, Mr. Manager. What do you do?
Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm Dave Bresnahan. What's the manager thinking right now?
Business.
It is a salesman. At first, on his way here, he came from the back room, and he was emptying boxes, and he was getting inventory ready because the high school kids that worked for him after school didn't do it yesterday. And so now he's mad because they didn't do what he asked them to do again. And he's always got 10 times more things to do because the people who work for him don't do the job. And he gets paid $18,000 a year for all this aggravation. And he's fed up and he's ready to quit. Except there's no job, so he's trying to stay there because his wife would kill him if he quit. And that's his mindset when he comes to the front of the store. And now there's another customer with a problem. Dang it, here we go. What can I do to help you? And I shake hands. As soon as I shake hands, that identifies me as not a customer with a problem, but a salesman. And then to make it worse, I give him my card. My name is Dave Bresnahan. I'm with Network 2000. And now he's ready. He's going to try to sell me something. And what do? I say, I'm not selling anything. First thing comes out, I just tell him, I'm not selling anything. What we do at Network 2000 is we take this market survey. We just ask 4 quick questions about people's long-distance phone habits. We're not selling anything. I'll be out front by the exit door, and I'll only be talking to people who are coming out of the store. That way I don't interfere with your incoming traffic. It doesn't interfere with your business at all. As they leave, I ask them if they'd like to take a survey. If they don't, I just wish them a good day, let them go on their way, because you see I'm not selling anything, so it doesn't bother me if they don't want to do it. But for those that do, we'll go through the survey really quick. It takes 30 seconds, maybe a minute to ask them the questions. When I'm done, I'll only be there about an hour or so. I'll come back and I'll report to you. You've got my card so that you know who I am, and I promise you, you won't have any complaints. Thank you. I'll only be here for an hour. By the way, can I have your card?
Okay.
Great, and he gives me his card. Now, what did he just give me when he gave me the card? No, he gave me permission.
Permission.
I didn't ask for permission. All I asked for was his card. If he says he doesn't have a card, guess what? Take my card there, sir. You know what happens? He was employed by Kmart 3 years ago. They gave him a box of 500 cards, and was he proud? He gave one to his mother, he gave it to his sister and his wife, and then the box sat on the top of his dresser. His wife stuck it in the drawer. He took a couple of cards just in case somebody asked for one and put it in his wallet 3 years ago. Nobody has asked for one in all that time. And so he's probably going to be embarrassed to pull out the linty, dirty card that he's got in his wallet, so he'll say, I don't have a card. Now, he'll probably have a name badge on with his name, and if he does, I just make note of it. And I write it down where it says permission on the thing. If he isn't wearing a name badge, it might just say manager. In Kmart, they have badges that says manager, and they have some that say assistant manager. And if they do, I'll say, may I ask your name? He says he doesn't have a, may I ask your name? Thank you. I'll report to you when I'm done, and I just head out the door. Now, his mindset is, 1, he doesn't want a customer with a problem. 2, he doesn't want somebody to try to sell him something. The moment he finds out that I'm neither one of those things, all he wants to know is that I'm not interfering with his business in any way, shape, or form. So I answer him the questions that are on his mind without him asking, and I use the Force, just like on Star Wars. You know, when Obi-Wan comes walking by the guard, and he says to the guard, you don't have to worry about us. You can let us through. And the guard says, I'm not worried about you. You can go through. And Obi-Wan, and they go. Well, that's what we did at the market. We just simply said that I am going to be out in front. I'm only going to talk to people who leave the store. I won't interfere with your incoming traffic. I will only be here an hour or so. See, short-lived thing. It's not going to be a forever deal. Now, when I'm all done, I come in and I don't get somebody to find him. I go find him because now I don't want to get him upset and take up his time. I'll walk all through the store till I find this guy. I did this with Bill Lentz over in Northborough at the Star Market. He picked the place. We stopped in at the spur of the moment at a lousy time of the day when there's hardly anybody around. It had just been raining. We went in, asked for the manager, found him. When we were all done, we went in looking for the manager. We didn't ask somebody to get him. We went looking for him. We found him in the walk-in freezer. We went into the freezer and we said, "Oh, we're all done. I just took a survey. You can see we just talked to quite a few people. By the way, did anyone complain?" "Oh, no, I didn't get any complaints." "Oh, that's great because we really work hard not to upset anybody." Now, we like to get a diversity of information. So from here, we're going to stop over at Sears or such place, such place. And eventually, we'll probably want to come back and spend another hour here on a different day of the week, at a different hour. Might we stop in and do that again if we check with you first? And he said, "Yeah, just be sure to check with me first, and that'll be fine." So he said, "Okay, great. See you again sometime. Thank you so much," and off we went. So do we have a location where there's somebody friendly to us? Yeah. The one other thing you might do is you might say, "By the way, is there a chance there will be a different manager here at another time?" "Oh, yeah, there's a couple managers. We change shifts." "What are their names?" So if he gave me his card, I'm going to put their names in the back of the card. When I go back in, if it's a different manager there, I could say, "Oh, I got Joe so-and-so's card. We were here last time. We did the survey with him. He said there were no... Did he tell you about any complaints we got?" "Oh, no." You see? And it works great. So that's how we get in. It works really well. Really well. Thank you, Mr. Manager. You're great help. Being in the store, I walk straight at them. Now, would you mind helping me? Okay? You be my victim. Or you just came out of Kmart, all right? Or you're walking down the sidewalk. It doesn't matter. Wherever you're coming from, you're walking. Go ahead, walk out here. And I'm going to walk straight at her because if I don't, you know what she's going to do? She's going to walk around me. So I always stand back away from the door far enough so that as she comes out, I can walk straight at her, and I pull this up in the air so she can see it. And I bring my pen up here. Because wherever I take my pen, she's going to follow it with her eyes. And that's exactly what I want her to do. I want to distract her from wherever she's going or whatever she's thinking about. So I'll walk up to her and I'll say, "Excuse me, I'm taking a brief market survey." See, I'm pointing to the word market survey on there. Brief is the key thing I said. I'm taking a brief market survey. I pointed with my pen. I say, "There is nothing to buy." So the two things, she would tell me if I said, "Would you help me with the survey?" She will say, "I don't have time." That's the number one thing they say. The other thing they say is, "I don't buy anything." So I alleviate those concerns by saying, taking a brief market survey, there's nothing to buy. I don't ask her, will she do it? I just ask the first question. Do you make long-distance calls out of state? And I don't look at her. No eye contact. I just have my pen ready to write, waiting for the answer. So we're using the assumed approach to get her to take the survey in the first place. And she'll say, "Yes." Okay? Now, I always follow with my pen the question right on the sheet. Because if I do that, she'll read it with me. And we do it word for word. That way, I have her total concentration. She's not thinking about the car in the parking lot, where she's going next, or the next shopping she's going to do. She's thinking about my survey, and she's comprehending it. Because we're following it along together, word for word. Do you make more or less than $8 of long-distance calls per month on the average? More? Now, this is a key question. Do you make a lot more or just a little more? A lot more. Okay. Now, the reason I ask her that is I am going to decide whether I'm going to sign her up for Sprint Plus or Dial 1 service. Now, for those that don't know, Dial 1 is for people who make $8 of calls per month or less. Sprint Plus is for people who make $8 a month or more. Sprint Plus gives a deeper discount. But they have to say they'll always make at least $8 a month in calls. If they don't make $8 in calls, we'll bill them for $8. And I don't want my customer getting billed for $8 in calls if they didn't make them. So I asked, do you make a lot more or just a little more? If they say just a little more, I'm going to put them on Dial 1 to be safe. Because Sprint will send them a little brochure telling them about Sprint Plus and giving them the option to upgrade their service to Sprint Plus. So they are going to find out about it and have the details in writing. I don't want to take the time to describe Dial 1 and Sprint Plus to her right now. And the reason is, if I do, it takes time, and she has to decide. If she has to decide anything in this presentation at all, I could lose her. So I'm not going to give her a chance to make any decisions. Brad, did you have a question?
Yeah, when they send that brochure, if the people decide to switch, they remain your customer.
That's correct. They'll be your customer. If a person, for some reason, let's say, for example, someone didn't pay their phone bill and they got canceled by Sprint, and then they get it paid up and get put back on, they become your customer again. Once you get them, they're yours. Okay, so the next question, which long-distance phone company do you use? Is it AT&T? And if she says yes, I do just exactly what I did with the demonstration with Judy earlier. And that is, I ask her, is it regular AT&T or is it Reach Out America? I have found that only 1 out of 20 people who are on AT&T are on Reach Out America. If they are on Reach Out America, when the presentation is all done, then I need to say, by the way, when your next Reach Out America bill comes, write cancel on it when you send in your final check and send it in so that they'll stop sending you bills. You don't want to get billed when you don't make calls, right? Right. If they don't do that, they signed an agreement with Reach Out America. This really stinks, and there's a lawsuit against them right now, but until it goes through, Reach Out America has a contract, and they have agreed to pay $8.70 a month, whether or not their phone is connected to AT&T. So it could be actually in a situation where it's impossible for them to make a call on Reach Out America, but Reach Out America will still send them a bill. So we have got to tell them, that's the only situation that you face. Automatically, if someone's on AT&T, MCR, whatever, they're automatically disconnected from that and they will not be billed anymore. But Reach Out America, stinkers that they are, went and did this and made their people sign this thing, and they can send them a bill even though they're not on the service anymore. Unfair. So we tell them, write cancel on the bill when you pay your last one.
Okay, if they say MCI, what is, do I have to say what?
Nope.
Okay, it's just with
No, just with AT&T.
AT&T.
AT&T has Reach Out America as a discount calling plan, which in the training session on Saturday will teach you about the ins and outs of Reach Out America and all the other, what our competition is, the difference between the phone card and the caller's card for AT&T and MCI, and the difference in prices and all of that stuff. That comes in the training. So you get all the details there so you'll be knowledgeable about them. This, has Sprint as one of the possibilities. If they say they are a Sprint customer, then we say, oh great, how do you like Sprint? And I say it nice and loud so people around me can hear. Because they always say, oh it's great, we love it. How long have you been on Sprint? They'll tell me how long. Have you ever recommended it to one of your friends? Oh yes, I have. Did you get paid for recommending it to your friends? No, I didn't. Would you like to get paid for recommending Sprint to your friends? Well, sure. Well, look, I've got to take the survey right now, but what I'd like to do is give you one of these little receipts with some information about how you can make additional money just like I'm doing by taking a brief survey. Give a call, or can I give you a call? I'll take your number, whatever, and we'll give you more information about it. Don't stand there and explain it to them then. It takes up your time, which cuts down the number of customers you're trying to get per hour. Get your customers, then go home and give them a call and tell them about the opportunity. So this helps you find some potential IMRs. Even if they say they're on Sprint, you can't sign them up, but you might get them as an independent marketing rep. So that's a good approach to use. Okay, so we get past question 3 and we say, if you could get a better quality call, and I always pause there, if you could get a better quality call and save money, would you try US Sprint? Now they'll either say yes right away, or they'll just simply pause and they won't know what to say. They're hesitant to say negative things. See, we've been taught to always be positive. They're afraid to say that they make less than $8 in phone calls per month. They're afraid to say that. If they hesitate there, say, it's okay to say less. If they hesitate here, I say, it's okay to say no. And they might want to say maybe. If they say maybe, that's fine, I'll put it in between, yes and no. Make them feel comfortable with whatever answer they want to give. It doesn't matter what they say. The next thing I say is, And we all have a tendency to do this. Thank you for taking the survey. What does somebody do when I say thank you for taking the survey? Away they go. They got to the end, they can see it's over, and I say thank you, and they're gone. So as soon as they give me the answer, the next thing I say is, I have a free gift for you. Is she going anywhere? She wants to find out what her free gift is. So she's standing right here. She didn't go anywhere. Now I take the gifts out and I put them on top of the clipboard so I can show her, so she can visualize them. You've seen the phone card on TV, right?
Yes.
Now, I usually say national TV. That gives it some credibility. You've seen the phone card on national TV, right? And she'll say yes. Even if she hasn't, she usually say yes. Most people have seen this, though. It's been advertised so heavily. I'm going to send you a couple of these absolutely free. They come in the mail in about 3 or 4 weeks. And just for accepting this free gift, I'm also going to send you one of these $5 gift certificates. And this line is critical. You must say it just like this. So you can try Sprint on your home phone at no cost to you. I've just told her I'm putting Sprint on her home telephone. We have to say it that way. If I say to her, I'm going to yank AT&T off your phone, and I'm going to connect your phone to Sprint, they imagine all kinds of horrible things going on, people moving wires and telephones. They don't know what's going on. Connect is a bad word. Switch is a bad word. Try is indefinite. And that's what we're giving them. We have a 90-day free trial. Isn't that what this is? Our promotion is a 90-day free trial. So we're giving her a chance to try Sprint on her home phone at no cost to her. We're paying the cost of doing it.
So you say, I'm going to give you this $5 gift certificate so you can try Sprint on your home phone
At no cost to you.
at no cost. Okay.
Yep, and that's in the script.
Do they sometimes think that they can use the phone without having to pay the bill? When you say that? Or no?
Not by the time you're done. Okay? We're not done yet. We haven't fully explained it. We haven't given them full disclosure yet. But we will by the time this is over. Now, next thing I say is, will 2 of these phone cards be enough for you and your family, or do you need more?
2's fine.
2 will be fine? All right, great. And so by now, I already know she said that she makes a lot more, so I'm using the blue side for Sprint Plus. So either way, I would turn this over depending on the side that I'm going to use for her. She has told me she's going to use the blue side. So I put down that she's going to do, come on pen, work for me. It's a Sprint pen, so it doesn't work very well. 2 cards. And then I say, what is the address where I should send those?
283.
Now, do you notice she didn't know what to do, but I didn't say anything to her, so the easiest thing for her to do is start telling me the address. And that's what the customer will do, too. What's the address I should send those, and I just wait. And she'll tell me, 283, what's the street?
Chapel.
Chapel Street.
Right.
And where's that?
Holden.
And the zip code there?
01520.
Okay. And what's the name, the way it's listed on your telephone listing?
Richard Herbst. Herbst.
Okay. And what's the phone number at that location?
829-9857.
See, if I start her off giving me the address, and I ask for the name, and I want to know the name the way it's listed in the phone because that's the way it's going to be connected, then I ask for the phone number, the progression of the way I've done this makes it easy for her and makes her feel comfortable. If I came right out and the first thing I asked her was, what's the name the way it's listed in the phone book? She's a little bit holdbackish. But the first thing I said, how many cards can your family use? 2 or more? Oh, 2. And what's the address where I send them? Here's the address. What's the name? And, you know, it was a very natural progression, and she felt comfortable with that. Now, if a U.S. Sprint service representative needed to reach you, would it be better to call in the morning? And see, I said if. Doesn't mean they will. If they need to reach you, would it be better to call in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening? Morning. Okay. And there will be a thing. This is the old ballot.
Yeah, I have the old ballots at home.
Okay.
So just write it in one.
No, you can't use these anymore.
At all.
Well, as of the 30th of this month, so virtually right now, you can't use them anymore. You've got to use the new ballots. Okay? So you would circle AM or PM or Eve, and it's on there for you. And then if you're talking to someone who speaks Spanish, you can offer them the phone card in Spanish. If you talk to a blind person, you can offer them the phone card in Braille. And that's on the ballot, so you can do that. And you don't have to ask them, did you ever try Sprint before? That's not on the ballot anymore. So the next thing I do is I hold on to this and I say, all I need is your authorization right there so I can send you these gifts in the mail. All I need is your authorization so I can send you these gifts in the mail. So she authorizes it. She doesn't sign it.
How about using the words "get your okay"? I've used
Nope.
that.
Authorization. Time and time again, everyone in each presentation, survey or otherwise, the Wyndham technique and the other techniques that are used, everybody has been using authorization. It works very, very well. Now, I did not let go. I purposely keep my thumb out of the way so she wants to read it. I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to hide something, but I don't want to take a lot of time. I want to get on to the next person. I don't want to spend more than 5 minutes per person. So I hold on to the clipboard and the service request. I make an X on there and I point and I hold on and ask her to authorize it so I can send her gifts in the mail. If she hesitates even the slightest, I take my finger and I point to the bottom receipt and I say, after you authorize this, I will give you my name and local phone number and you can keep this receipt. And that usually makes it easy enough for them to say, okay, great, fine, I'll authorize it then because I'm going to get a receipt. And I'm going to get this guy's name and his number. It makes them feel good. So if they hesitate at all, that's what I do. Now, the next step is, she is done, I'm still holding on. Why do I hold on? Anybody know? Why do I hold on?
Control.
I'm staying in control of this presentation. If I give that to her, there's nothing more I can do. She gives it back to me. Unless I grab it and pull it. So as long as I'm holding on, I'm in control. Also, by holding on, it implies, hurry up, sign it, and give it back to me. Don't take a lot of time. Hurry up. And I'm holding on. Okay? So that's how it works. Real simple. Now, she gives it back, and I say, my name is David, and I'll give you this receipt with my local phone number. And it's not local here, but that's what you would say. I say, now you know what the local phone company is like, right? And I do this. And if I do this, you know what she does? She does that too. You know what the local phone company is like? They're going to push a button on a computer so that you can try Sprint on your home phone. Now, did I just tell her she's being connected to Sprint on her home phone a second time? Yep. Okay, that's disclosure. That's the second time I've told her. So you can try Sprint on a home phone. They're going to push a button on a computer. Just for doing that, they're going to charge you $5. Disclosure. I'm supposed to tell her about the $5 pick charge. I've just disclosed that to her. They're going to charge you $5. We don't want you to have to pay that, okay? All right, great. That's why we give you this $5 gift certificate. Key word. To offset that charge. Now, if she asks me the details, I answer her. I only tell her what I need to tell her to get the sale. Keep it simple, right? I don't tell her things she doesn't ask about. The letter that comes with this explains it in detail. Detail is, she's got to pay New England Telephone $5 on her regular monthly bill. She will get this $5 gift certificate in the mail. Now this has been timed to come just prior to when she gets her first bill from US Sprint. But after she gets her bill from New England Telephone. Because some people misunderstood and they sent these things to New England Telephone. That's not the way it works. This. So that's why I said to her, this will offset that charge.
Is it always $5?
Yes. Oh, you mean in other parts of the country? It's as low as $1.35 and it's as high as $15 in one area in Texas. However, 95% of the country is at $5. There are a few exceptions, but virtually everywhere it's $5. Okay, so I'm still not done yet. She has now found out about her phone being connected to Sprint, again, a second time. She's found out about the pick charge. Now, the next step is, I have saved the best for last. The promotion, the current promotion. Now this promotion, we have two promotions underway. One promotion is the 90-day free trial. That is going on all year long. There are two parts to that. We give them the $5 gift certificate so that it will offset the cost of putting it on their line. If within a 90-day period of time they decide they don't like it for any reason, satisfaction guaranteed, they call the 800 number on the back of their phone card, or on the letter that comes with this gift certificate, or on their bill, and they tell them, I don't want it anymore, get this off. They ask, which long distance service do you want on? And we'll put them on any service they ask for. And we will give them a $5 credit on their final Sprint bill to offset the cost of putting them on whichever one they choose. So that is our 90-day promotion. That goes from now to the end of the year. The additional promotion that we have is that if they become a Dial 1 customer after using the service for 3 full months, we will give them a 30-minute credit on their bill. That means they get the equivalent of 30 minutes of phone calls from New York City to Los Angeles. And that will be put on their bill as a credit. It isn't a specific call that they make. It's the equivalent of making that phone call. That's if they're on Dial 1. If they're on Sprint Plus, after using it for 6 months, we will give them a free month of long distance up to $25 of free calls. That will be for their 6th month of being on the service. And that comes out on their bill, of course, the following month after having made the calls. All right. That's our current promotion. So at this point, I say to her, I've saved the best for last. Now, obviously, Sprint is giving away these gifts because they'd like to get you to try the service. They believe if you try it, it's the best way to find out how good it really is. We hope you'll become a regular Sprint customer. If you do. See, they don't have to, and this makes them feel very comfortable in knowing that they're not yet definitely a Sprint customer. They're just trying it. If you do become a regular Sprint customer, and we hope you will, we are going to reward you. After using Sprint for 6 months, we are going to give you a free month of long distance up to $25 of free calls. That's a pretty nice gift, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? Thank you for trying Sprint. Have a great day. Okay? Or, if she got the Dial 1 service, I would say, just, let me get my head together. I've saved the best for last. Just for trying US Sprint, we would like to give you another gift. Obviously, we're trying to get you to try Sprint. We hope you'll become a regular Sprint customer. If you do, after using Sprint for 3 months, we're going to give you 30 minutes of free calls on US Sprint, just because you became a Sprint customer. That's a pretty nice gift, isn't it? Okay. Thank you for trying Sprint. Have a great day. By the way, before you go, let me ask you one quick question. Do you think that taking this survey was pretty easy? Do you think you could do something like that? Do you make enough money? Who does these days, right? Well, obviously I'm taking the survey and I need to speak to some more people and do the survey for a while. I haven't got much longer. And so what I'd like to do is make a notation here that I spoke with you today. And what I'll do, Dixie, is I'll give you a phone call in the next couple days, and I'll explain to you what I'm doing and how I am going to become financially independent in just a couple of years by taking this survey. And I only do this about 30 minutes. Would you be interested in getting a call?
Sure.
All right, great. I'll give you a call soon. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for trying Sprint. Great. Thank you for volunteering, too. Okay, so that's how it works. The key to this now, to be successful, is to take the script that I gave you and role play together. Frankly, this works if you do it with a partner.
What's your address? Tell them your address.
King Street, 42.
42 King Street.
42 King Street. Is that Worcester?
Yes?
Okay. And 01602, is that right?
Yeah, that'll
Okay.
do.
Great. What's the phone number there?
What's the phone number?
878
878
148
1482.
2.
Great. And how many of these phone cards can you use, Molly? We'll give you as many as you need for your family.
How many should we have? 2?
4.
4.
4. Okay, well, we'll make sure you get 4. Now, all I need you to do, Molly, is authorize it for me right there so I can send those to you in the mail. They come in about 3 or 4 weeks. Right there. That's right. Okay, great. Now, my name is David. I'm going to give you this receipt so that you'll have it. If it doesn't arrive in the next 3 or 4 weeks, give me a call. I've never had a problem, but just in case, you'll have my number so you can get in touch with me. And you know what the local phone company's like, right? They're going to push a button on the computer so that you can try Sprint. Now, when they do that, they're going to charge you $5. But we don't want you to pay it, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to give this $5 gift certificate so that you don't have to pay it. Now, the gift certificate's going to come in the mail separately from the phone card. They'll be in 2 different envelopes. There's your receipt. Thanks for trying Sprint. Now, do you think what I just did was easy? Taking this survey, do you think it's fairly easy?
Pretty easy.
Sure. Do you think you could do that? Do you think I could do what I just did?
Oh, I guess under fire I probably could.
Do you make all the money you want?
Well, not quite.
Not quite. Like to make a little bit more. Would it surprise you to know that I'm going to be financially independent in a couple of years just by doing this?
Yep.
Yeah, it would surprise me too. In actuality, I am, because everybody that tries Sprint and continues to use it is going to be paying a phone bill every month. And when they do, I receive a commission. And after a while, I add up quite a few customers. There's a lot of little commissions. And I'll be getting those every month for the rest of my life. Now, I'm working right now, and I really don't have time to explain all the details. But, you know, Molly, I just took down your name and address and everything. What I can do is I'll make a little notation on here that you are interested in this opportunity. I'll give you a call, let you know when we have our next business information seminar. It lasts for an hour. It's free. There's no obligation, and you can learn about this yourself. Can I give you a call, let you know when the next one is?
Sure.
All right, great. And Molly, one other thing. Is the phone in your name, Molly, or is it in your husband's name?
It's in my husband's name.
What's his first name?
Oh, brother.
It's Rick. Okay. All right. Okay, now we're going to do the survey again, only this time you're going to be the person that I'm giving it to, and as I do it, I'm going to explain what I'm doing and why. Now, what I give you right now is exactly the way it should be. I made a mistake in the last time that I gave it, and I'm going to try to make sure that we give it to you exactly the way it should be done. Also, if you have a printed copy of the script that I have sent out to all my IMRs, that has since been revised. Through experience, we found that there's a few things that we can do to improve it even a little more. So please go by what I give you here rather than what you might have had in writing before. As I walk up to somebody, I'm going to assume that they're going to take the survey. I don't ask them to do it. I walk up to them and I tell them what I'm doing, and I just start asking the questions with no pause. So I walk up and I say, excuse me, I'm taking a brief survey. There's nothing to buy. Now, by saying I'm taking a brief survey and that there's nothing to buy, that helps bring down the barriers. It helps make it easier for me to communicate with the person, and it helps make them feel relaxed and at ease. It's brief, there's nothing to buy. And then immediately I start asking the survey. I don't ask them, can I do it? I don't walk up and say, can I take a brief survey? No, because then they can say no and keep walking. So what I do is I walk up and I say, excuse me, I'm taking a brief survey, there's nothing to buy. Do you make long-distance calls out of state? And notice I follow the question with my pen. That takes their eyes, follow the pen to the paper, and I no longer have eye contact with them. I'm reading exactly, word from word, what's on the clipboard. And they will read it also. They will read with me what I'm doing. That gives me their entire concentration on what I'm doing. And that's what we need. We don't want them thinking about their car or whatever else is going on. So they follow along with me, and I read it word for word. Do you make long-distance calls out of state? Do you make more or less than $8 of calls on a monthly average? Now, when I ask them that and they say I make more, I ask them, do you make a lot more or just a little more? I want to have a good picture of how many calls they're making. Because if it's really close to $8, then they may or may not be in the right range to use, it's called Sprint Plus. And if I have them less than $8 and they should have Sprint Plus, then I'm cheating them because they need to make a better discount on their calling. Okay, now, the purpose of doing this is so that I don't have to explain Sprint Plus to them. If I don't explain Sprint Plus, I have to make sure that they understand what they're getting and that I'm giving them the proper thing. Okay, could you please cut that for me? The purpose of asking the question about $8 is to pre-qualify the person as to whether or not they should be on Sprint Plus. If you explain Sprint Plus to someone, it takes a lot of time. It also means they have to make a decision. Every time you give the prospect a chance to make a decision, you're running into the possibility that you're going to lose them. So we need to make a fair and honest evaluation about whether or not they should be on Sprint Plus. We get paid the same whether it's Sprint Plus or Dial 1. They receive information in the mail that describes Sprint Plus to them. But if we put them on Sprint Plus when they should really be on Dial 1, they could end up becoming an unauthorized account. So I asked them, do you make more or less than $8 a call on a monthly average? And they say I make more. And I say, do you make a lot more or a little more? If they say a little more, then I will put them on Dial 1. If they say, oh, I make a lot more, well then, obviously, I'm going to put them on Sprint Plus because it's evident that they're going to be making that many calls. It's something you have to learn to feel out yourself. And you might want to ask more questions. If I say you make a lot more or a little more, and they say I make a lot more, I say, is that $25 a month, $50 a month, or is it even more than that? So there's a lot of ways that you can qualify it to make sure you know. Then, which long-distance company do you use? Is it AT&T, MCI, Sprint, or some other? Now, when they say it's AT&T, which is most of the people, then it is a good idea to say, are you on Reach Out America? About 1 out of 10 people will say yes, they are. If they are on Reach Out America, file that away mentally so you can remember it later, because we're going to have to tell them to cancel Reach Out America. Now then we see, if you could get a better quality call, if you could get a better quality call, pause, and then emphasize, and save money, would you try US Sprint? Now whether they say yes, no, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. Whatever they say, simply turn to them and say, thank you, I have a free gift for you. You've seen the phone card on TV, right? And they'll say, and you nod your head and they'll say yes. We're going to send you a couple of these. So we're telling them, we are going to send you a couple of these in the mail, absolutely free. They come in about 3 or 4 weeks. And just for accepting our free gift, we're also going to send you this gift certificate. You'll receive this in the mail in a separate envelope, and that way you can try US Sprint on your home phone at no cost to you. Now that's the correct way to say it, and earlier in the example I did it wrong. We will send you this gift certificate in the mail so that you can try Sprint on your home phone at no cost to you. Now that's the correct way to do it. Then we say, all I need is the name and address where I will send that, and then just stand there ready to write and wait. And the easiest thing for them to do is to give you the name and address.
And you've broken eye contact.
I'll hardly ever have eye contact here. Now, if they're going to object, and if they're going to tell you no, they don't want it, they'll tell you when you're telling them about the gift. They'll say, no, 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 forget it, I don't want it. If they haven't said no at that point, just simply say, all I need is the name and address where I should send that, and just wait. And they'll start giving you the name and address. Now, I don't ask them, is that in the husband's name, is in the wife's name? I don't do any of that. Whatever name and address they give me, I fill it in. What's the phone number at that address? And then I fill that in. Do you have a different mailing address? No? Okay, fine. If they do, put the P.O. box or whatever. Now, how many of these phone cards can you use? They're free, and they look like they're stumbling. So is 2 enough? Or would you like more? And I always ask, is 2 enough? So that way they know they can get 2. So I put down how many they want. And then I say, all I need is your authorization right here, so I can send these to you in the mail. And I hold the clipboard with the form, and I give them the pen so they can sign. All I need is your authorization so I can send these to you in the mail. See, that explains why we need it. Now, we have told them in the beginning that we're going to send these to them in the mail. So in their mind, they know eventually they're going to have to give us the name and address. So that's easy to get. Then I need you to authorize this so I can send them, and they'll do that. Now, once they do that, I say, now my name is David, and here's my office phone number. I'm going to give you this receipt so that you can call me, because these should come in about 3 or 4 weeks in the mail. If they don't, and they'll be in separate envelopes, they won't be together. But if they don't show up, you'll have my number so that you can reach me and let me know, and I'll take care of it. Now, you know what the local phone company is like, right? And I nod and I look them straight in the eye and I go like this. And while I'm going like this, they're going like that. You know what the local phone company is like, right? They're going to push a button on a computer. And when they do, they're going to charge you $5. Now, we don't want you to pay that. Is that okay? And of course, they're going to say, yeah, that's okay. I don't want to pay that. And I say, we don't want you to pay that, okay? That's why we give you this $5 gift certificate, so that you don't have to pay the cost of trying US Sprint. We want you to try it at no cost to you. Now, then if there is a special promotion, you tell them about the promotion. For example, if they have just signed up for Sprint Plus, I would say, now, obviously we're giving this special promotion because we'd like you to become a Sprint customer on a regular basis. If you do, after using Sprint for 6 months, we're going to give you a month of free long distance, up to $25, and we'll do that as a credit on your bill. after using the service for 6 months. Isn't that a nice gift? And they say, yes. Thank you for using your Sprint, and I give them the receipt. Now, the one other thing that you might do is if the promotion is for the 30 minutes, you might say, you know, after you've been on Sprint for 3 months, we're going to give you another gift. We're going to give you 30 minutes of free calling after you've been on Sprint for 3 months as another gift to you. Isn't that a nice gift? Yes. It's going to be a credit on your 3-month bill. Here's your receipt. Thank you for trying US Sprint. That's it.
He didn't splash her after you hit her. Garso.
Hey, put it in your hand the right way.
Here, you got it. Can't get out of the way. Thank you.
What's Rick's number? 7554888?
Yes.
Ow! Ow!
What'd you do?
There we go.
Oh. Recording.
Give me one of the quizzes if you have some to report.
You take her whipping.